Hello and welcome to another Panther basketball game here from Oregon High School as the Panthers take on Racine Case here from Oregon High School. I am Luke Marks. Alongside me is Jackson Brockman here to bring you all of tonight's exciting Panther basketball action from Oregon High School. OCA Media would like to welcome our scoreboard sponsor, Torhorst Insurance, specializing in personal, business, and life insurance, locally owned since 1978. This game is also brought to you with support from our generous sponsors, Doopy Service Center, Stoughton Health, the Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Join our team today and help support our student athletes, and by the Oregon Area Community Coalition. Parenting teens is hard. We're here to help. Oregon cares. Well, back at Oregon High School, Panthers haven't played a home game since that infamous Edgewood game about a week ago. Me and Brady Taylor had the call on that one. Panthers are coming off of a win in an invitational. That game was played in West Bend against Milwaukee Marshall. Final score of that one was 69-55. Racine Case comes off a loss in a conference game last Friday against Indian Trail. Final score in that one was 65-55. Racine Case is 7-6 overall, 5-2 in their conference, which puts them in third place. Panthers, on the other hand, are 1-2 in the Badger West, which puts them in fifth with an 8-5 overall record. Going to see a lot of faces that we don't necessarily see for the Panthers tonight. Of course, we have Billy McCorkle, Quinton Bush, and Casey Schenecker suspended for an undisclosed amount of time due to a breach of the code of conduct, but I don't have much more information for you on that one, but definitely going to see a lot of faces we haven't seen. Jack Rolsey also back, was on an ankle injury the last couple of games, but he should be on a minutes restriction tonight, I know that. We'll see a lot more from Braden Hermsdorf, Grant Wallenk, George Mims going to step up. I know he stepped up against Milwaukee Marshall. Vaughn Carvala in Milwaukee Marshall had 28 points, was the player of the invitational there. We'll see Henry Kreckman, we'll see Jack Kreckman, see a lot. Caden Diaz, the resurgence of him. We're going to see a lot of people, so, you know, new faces that are back. We're going to see more of Eric Patterson, Noah Malcook, just a lot of guys who haven't seen a ton of time, going to get some minutes tonight. Should be a pretty good one, though. Racine Case playing in a pretty tough conference out there in the suburbs of Milwaukee. Of course, Racine located south of Milwaukee. They play in a pretty good conference with a lot of the Kenosha schools, some of the bigger schools in that area. Of course, another D1 team, Panthers. They do not play in the same section when it comes to playoffs, but they're both going to, of course, be in the playoffs matching up. So a preview of what could be a similar type of game come playoffs, and we're going to see some stuff from that out of Coach Siebert and the rest of the guys that we haven't seen a lot of this year. Some different looks from the Panthers than we're used to seeing, and we'll see how that goes tonight as they bring in Racine Case. So it is the Eagles and the Panthers from Oregon High School. Pass it over to our PA announcer now.
For today's non-conference basketball matchup, please welcome our visitors, the Eagles from Racine Case. And your Oregon Panthers. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, to honor America, would you please rise, remove your caps, and join in singing our national anthem. Case High School, Oregon High School, and the WIAA require good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators at an education-based interscholastic events. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or ethnic comments or other intimidating actions directed at officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the site of competition. On behalf of Oregon Athletic Director Brittany Spencer Grant, good luck to all coaches and competitors. We hope everyone will enjoy tonight's event in the spirit of positive sportsmanship. Please join me in thanking this evening's officials, Rich Fraunheiser, Preston Pagel, and Bridget Davis. We appreciate everything you do so that our student athletes can participate in high school athletics. And now, here are your starting lineups. First, for the visitors from Racine Case. Number 2, Caden Coppage. Number 3, Anthony Bull. Number 11, Termarian Brumby. Number 13, Cameron Werner. And number 33, Josiah McNeil. The Eagles are coached by head coach Jacob Burse. And now, the starting lineup for your Oregon Panthers. Number 3, Eric Patterson. Number 10, George Mim. Number 12, Evan Miles. Number 14, Caden Diaz. And number 41, Braden Hermsdorf.
Well, it is about that time. You know, PA announcements are over, which means it's time for some Oregon basketball. You heard the starting 5. Diaz is back. Hermsdorf into the lineup. Mim, who started in the Mount Horeb game, of course, you know, the regular Evan Miles, who's always going to be great. And then Eric Patterson, who we haven't seen a ton of this season, gets the start tonight. Jack Rossi is back. He will come off the bench on a minutes restriction. Vaughn Carvilla, of course, with 28 points in the last game. And you're going to expect to see a lot more out of him tonight than we've seen some past games. But time to jump, and it's going to be Racine Case winning the tip.
Interesting to see no Jack Rossi in the starting lineup. I know he's on a minutes restriction, but I knew he was out for a few games with injury, of course. But I thought we would see him starting again tonight, but I'm sure he'll work his way back into that.
So Racine, they're going to go inside of their big man. Fall away jumper, no good. That's Cameron Werner, the 6'8" listed forward on the roster for Racine Case. Panthers getting the action. Evan Miles had his way in the post last game out against Milwaukee Marshall. We'll see what he does tonight. Miles wants the ball. He gets that top of the key. Goes inside. Good find to Hermsdorf. Braden's going to find George Mim. Mim thought about the pull-up from the free throw line instead. Diaz at the 3. It's good. Caden Diaz starts the night off for the Panthers with a 3 from the right wing. Good look for Diaz. You always love to see him getting hot early. See if he can do just that. Screen set by Werner. There is Anthony Bull. He goes to Werner. Diaz drew the switch. Much different of a size advantage, and that's going to be really easy for Cameron Werner. Panthers wanted to get out. Here's Evan Miles. Goes inside to Werner. Good pass to Hermsdorf, who sizes up number 33, Josiah McNeil, and finds his way to the basket.
We'll see a lot of playmaking from Evan tonight with some of the normal starters out. You'll see the ball in his hands a lot. I'm sure he'll be racking up the assists as he has all season.
Evan, a great passer, much like you were, Jackson. And interesting little, I don't know if that was a pass attempt. I'm assuming it was, but it's going to go off of Evan Miles. Staying with Racine Case, Termarian Brumby will inbound for Case. Racine, a town with 3 high schools. Just one of the 3. They're all in the, 2 of them are in the same conference, and then the third one is a private school, which is a bit smaller, so they're not in the same division as the other two, but nonetheless, we're back on the offensive end for Racine Case here. Tremarion Brumby will go inside to Werner, who has the only points for Case. He works on Hermsdorf, and another easy one for Cameron Werner, who is having his way so far. Extra size for him. He's got Diaz. Corner, good look, and it's good. Caden Diaz, a quick 2-for-2 start from beyond the arc. He has 6.
Another great play from Evan there. Sees the floor so well in transition, getting the ball up ahead to your best shooter.
So Brumby draws Miles, works inside, and has to go over the head of Caden Diaz. Now driving, that's Anthony Bull. Good defense by Diaz, denying baseline. Case will have to work it back out. They're going to reset the offense here. Clock ticks. 15 minutes and change still in this first half. We're early on here at Oregon High School. Brumby Euro steps, flips one up, and somehow finds the bottom of the basket. Tough look there, and Brumby got it to go. Panthers find Mim in transition. He has to work on Bull. Now swings to Patterson. Miles wants it inside. He works on Werner, who swats him away. 6'8" on 6'2", that's what you're gonna see a lot. Good look on the corner for 3 there is no good, and Miles the rebound back the other way for Oregon. Good cut by Mim, he works inside, finds Diaz. Diaz, pull up 3, no good. Just missed, a bit long off back iron. Could have had 3 quick ones.
Pretty good pace to this game. We're getting up and down.
Good defense in the post and a good finish there by Tremarion Brumby and one. And he's going to go to the line for a chance at a 3-point play and to give Racine Case, I believe this could give them their first lead of the game. No, points were already on the board. It is now. Nope, never mind. Now it's 8-8. Yep, and Racine will have a chance to get the first lead of the night. Eric Patterson, George Mim go to the bench. Vaughn Carvala and Noah Malcook in for Oregon. Free throw from Brumby off back iron. Miles the rebound. Interesting that Anthony Bull, the 5'11" point guard, was the one who was on the inside trying to get the rebound there for Racine Case instead of the 2 big men who they sent back on defense. Malcook needs help. He goes to Carvala. Pull up 3 for Vaughn. Carvala straight through. Easy as you like for number 23 for the Panthers. His first points of the night. See if he can stay hot. Looks like it early.
He sure turned the corner now. Slower start to the season than I imagine he would have wanted, but these past 2 games, well, last game and starting this game off, he's been shooting it.
Here's Werner. He works on Hermsdorf. 6'8" on 6'5". Good step through, but Malcook getting hands in there, and it's going to be kick ball, and Panthers are going to take over.
Great help defense there from Malcook. I think the Panthers are going to need a lot of that to match up with the size of Werner. Racine Case has all 8 of their points in the paint so far, so I think it's going to be key to keep them out of there and crash down with some help, make them shoot it over you.
Ralsei's got 2 small guys inside. Sorry for the interruption there. Here comes down the court Racine Case. The layup is good there. That's Caden Coppage. Racine a bit of a press. Diaz's 4th look is also no good. Now 2 for 4 from beyond the arc. Racine's going to push the tempo with Coppage. Tried to find Josiah McNeil there. Went off the hands of an Oregon defender out of bounds. Diaz takes a seat into the game for him. Henry Kreckman, his first minutes of the night. Junior point guard for the junior, I guess I'd call him just a combo guard for the Panthers. Lanky, 6'2", 6'3" guard. See what he can do for the Panthers. Here is Tremarion Brumby. He works the free throw line and passes it down to Werner. Werner spins on Ralsei, loses him, and gets the layup pretty easily. Racine Case back out ahead. It's 12-11.
All 12 points in the paint still. I think the Panthers are really going to have to crash down and try and make them take some threes. I don't believe they've taken a 3-point attempt yet.
Ralsei to the rack, his first points in 3 games, and made him look easy. Gets a big finish and one for Ralsei over the head of Josiah McNeil and Cameron Werner. Believe the foul went against Werner. Yep, did. Got Cameron Werner on that one. Sub in for Racine Case. That's Denham Hicks. Takes the place of Josiah McNeil. Ralsei converts the 3-point play. Good start for the Panthers. I mean, Saw similar pace out of Greenfield, and the Panthers found themselves down 20 in that one at halftime. So far, the Panthers are playing this game a lot better and against the team, an up-tempo team, which you're going to see a lot in the D1 playoffs, so Panthers might as well get ready now. That one taken away. Here comes Carvala. Carvala will go to the rack for the finish, and one, no, a charge. They're going to get Carvala on a charge. Good take by Caden Coppage. I thought he was still moving on that one. A crowd also disagrees with the call, but doesn't matter what we think. Caden Coppage is going to get a charge.
High school refs love to call a charge. I will say that.
They do. You know a little something, too, about giving up some charges the other way, but Racine Case back on offense. 12 minutes to go in the first half. They dump it down inside to Werner. The pressure comes immediately from all ways and flips it up, an air ball.
Good help defense there from Carvala. Forced the miss.
Miles at the right wing working on Brumby. Spinning, has to find a pass. He goes to Kreckman. Kreckman will go baseline. Needs to find somebody. Throws it up, and that's going to go to Malcook. They keep it in, but Panthers retain possession. Ralsei tried to go over the head there on a jump pass, stolen away. The other way, it's Bull. He goes to the rack uncontested for the layup, and it's a tie game now, 14-14.
Case seems to be able to get out in transition pretty efficiently. When they're getting out in transition, they're getting open layups. I'm sure that's something they'll look to get more of here.
Good spin by Ralsei. Rack attack is swatted, I think, by Termarion Brumby. Got a hand on it. Miles tried to get the pick. Instead, Bull works past him, and Racine Case is going to get into an offensive set here. Panthers in a man-to-man look, but definitely some extra help staying low for defense of Werner. Brumby flips it up, batted around. Ralsei can't get a hold of the rebound. Went off the fingertips, an easy one.
Good post defense there from Miles. It's hard to score on him in the post. If he's going to be guarding guards, he's going to be stronger than pretty much every player he's guarding down there. So
I can certainly attest that. I know I've lifted with him plenty of times in the gym. He's lifting just as much as any of us, and I'll say he is definitely a strong guy. You're not going to want to go against him as a skinnier guard down low. Good defense by the lanky Carvala, and that's going to be 3 seconds against Racine Case. Denham Hicks takes the 3 seconds. Big change for both sides as Mim and Wallenk come in. Ralsei and Kreckman take a seat for Racine Case. That's Anthony Bull and Cameron Werner coming out of the game. Back in is Josiah McLean and also into the game now for the first time, Takai Robinson. Carvala wide open in the corner. Draws up a 3, no good. The rebound goes to Hermsdorf. He thought Wallenk was outside. Grant crashed for the rebound too, and a turnover for Oregon is going to give Racine Case back the ball.
It would be interesting to see what Racine Case does here with the big man Werner out. Figure they'll switch up their offense. Maybe number 33, Josiah McNeil, will play that position.
Yeah, Panthers are going to want to definitely tack down low when they get the ball down there. Without having somebody who's 6'8", you can get away with being a little more aggressive and over-committing because you can recover on shorter guys. Good look there from mid-range is no good. Wallenk the rebound. Oregon wants to push. Good find to Mim and a good layup there.
Another great pass by Miles.
Brumby got a hand on it, but nonetheless it went through for Mim. Panthers back on ahead here is McNeil. He goes low on Carvala, who stayed up in the air, and a great job to the finish there for McNeil. Panthers back out in transition. Miles, good look from 3. Does not get it to go, but Hermsdorf, the putback, a foul. Great job by Hermsdorf, who had 17 rebounds in the last game against Milwaukee Marshall. Already has at least 4 so far. Guy who's now, with the absence of Casey Schenecker, going to probably average a double-double. Had 10 and 17 in his last game. He's going to easily average over 10 rebounds. And only part of the game that we have not seen great from Braden so far as a freshman is, of course, he's not a shooter, and we're not even going to talk about that, but it's been the free throws for him. He takes a lot of them, but so far has not done great with capitalizing on them throughout the season. But something I expect to change is Braden goes 1 and 2 at the line.
Definitely something, he's got plenty of time being just a freshman, but something I believe he'll turn around, get that form looking good.
Absolutely, couldn't agree more. Brumby, that one's going to go through his legs. Careless pass there, and here comes Oregon. Malcook loses control, and that's going to be a foul on Malcook. Kind of got stuck to McNeil. Sub in for Racine Case, that's Javion Trice. He's in for Caden Coppage. So 2 starters and 3 off the bench. Racine Case only looks like they've brought tonight maybe 8 players, maybe 9. If can't quite tell if there's the one guy at the end there. Well, 3, 5, yeah, 9, maybe 8 or 9.
Yeah.
Definitely not very many though.
No. Very, very small team. Interesting to see from a Division I program like this. I believe they were in the state tournament just last year, so I thought they would have had better numbers, but maybe some sickness. Not really.
Yeah, we see 12 on this roster and only at the very most 9. Foul goes against Racine Case as Panthers are going to go ahead and inbound the ball into the basket. Diaz is going to check back in for Oregon. He's going to come in for Grant Wallenk. A quick shift for number 44 for the Panthers. Looking to carry on. I know I talked to him. He's trying to carry on the legacy of the number 44 from you.
That's kind of become a thing in the Oregon basketball program.
Hermsdorf loses the defenders. A free layup for Braden.
Longtime listeners, or watchers, I suppose, know the name Adam Yates. He graduated in the class of 2020.
Of course, Adam.
Yeah, he wore number 44, passed it on to me for a couple of years. Now it's Grant's turn, so we'll see what he can do.
Grant, of course, going to be a really big part of this team next year, and we'll see now and when he gets some extended time because of the fact that he's going to get some more playing time. We'll see what he can do. Good turnaround jumper there for McNeil and keeps Racine very close. A tight game so far. We're 10 minutes into the first half, and it's a 1-point game. Heavy offense for both sides. Good pass for Miles. Too hot for Mim to handle. Back the other way, it's Case. They go to McNeil. Passes the corner. Good head fake. Finds Brumby, and his 3 is good. 2-point lead now for Racine Case, their biggest of the night.
So I believe that's the first 3-point shot attempt from Racine Case, which is interesting to see 10 minutes into the game.
Especially from a team who's competing at the state championship level of D1. Miles gets the finish and 1. Evan Miles, a great play. Once again, like we were talking about, one of the more powerful post guards you're going to find anywhere throughout the WIAA, and he certainly brought that so far this season in all facets. 2 subs for Oregon, Hermsdorf and Malcook out, Carvala and Rulsey back in. Also for Racine, they have big Cameron Werner back into the game, and so the Panthers elect to go with Rulsey instead of Hermsdorf, who has had a very long start to this one. Miles misses a 3-point play. Racine comes back the other way. They're going to have 4-on-5 as Rulsey slipped, but he's able to recover now. Pull-up 3 is blocked away by Oregon. Racine tries to save it. I don't think he needed to do that.
Yeah, I'm not sure why we didn't grab the ball after the block. Good length from Carvala there, contesting the shot.
I'm not sure if we got a hand in it or not, but if we did, then it was definitely a careless play from the Racine player to spike that ball because he would have ended up with it had he not touched it. But
Good
here's
play
Mim.
from Rulsey.
Thought about a 3. Instead goes inside. He's going to have an easy run of the hoop and a layup for George Mim on a free rack attack, and that's 2 for George. Back out ahead is Oregon.
Great play there. Rulsey getting doubled in the post, kicking it out. George Mim, he's not an uncapable shooter, but he's definitely better at driving, so that was a good pump fake and take baseline there.
Diaz, good baseline deny. Carvala, the lengthy defender, spinning on him as McNeil swatted away, but a foul late call. But that's going to send McNeil to the line for 2. Josiah McNeil has been a capable player so far tonight as the 4 for Racine, and he's going to shoot 2. They got Diaz on the foul late. I think if he had not gotten any arm, it would have been a clean block for Rulsey. But gets the block taken off the score sheet. Bull into the game. Eric Patterson also back into the game. Diaz takes his seat. Denham Hicks took a seat for Racine. McNeil converts on both, back to a tie game. Racine's going to bring drop-off pressure. Carvala has a run and passes up to Miles. Head fake, finds Carvala. Deep 3, good look, no good. Rulsey contests the rebound, but Anthony Bull able to find the catch for Racine. Back the other way come the Eagles. Attacking now, it's McNeil. Racine's gonna reset. Mim will guard the point. It's Takai Robinson to set it up. Anthony Bull now, far side wing. Dump off inside to Werner. He spins, snatch block and a jump ball. Beautiful play from Rulsey, and it's gonna wind up an Oregon basketball on the offensive end. Great job by Rulsey sticking with.
It's great defense, staying vertical, contesting with his hand and getting the jump ball there.
Good find. Carvala, another chance at three, no good, and he's 1 for 3 from beyond now, only 3 points. It was a slow start last game too, so I think not gonna shut down Vaughn at all by any means for the rest of the night. Don't count him out. He's gonna, when he gets hot, he gets going, and that's hard to stop.
He's certainly not afraid to shoot. He's got good confidence, what you want in a shooter.
Bull to the rack, flips it up. Good finish, Anthony Bull. Only 5'10", but definitely able to get inside and finish. Miles pulls up deep three, no good, and Panthers struggled on their last couple offensive possessions. Definitely settling for some bad shots and not finding good ones, just taking some quick possessions. And Racine up 2, kick ball, and Patterson back the other way, gonna have a free run to the rim. It's tied again, and timeout Oregon.
Good timeout there from Coach Siebert. First time out of the game. They've been playing a while. Good pace of the game, so get everybody a break here.
Full timeout as it is tied with 5 minutes to go. We have a battle here at Oregon High School, and just like to say that this and other OCA programs can be seen on demand on our YouTube channel. Visit ocamedia.com for more information. Yeah, definitely a battle so far from both sides. 20 battle all throughout the rest, and like I said, this is kind of a simulation for what the Panthers expect to see in the early rounds of playoffs against a team who is a solid team, but not, I wouldn't say Racine Case with the likes of, the Arrowheads or the Middletons of the Division I level, who the Panthers, if they do make another magical run like last year, are going to find later on in the sectionals if they can make it out of regionals.
Yeah. Looking ahead to the playoffs, it's going to be a lot different this year being in Division I, obviously. There's some absolutely phenomenal teams in Oregon sectional, like you said, Middleton and Arrowhead, just juggernauts this year. I believe Middleton still undefeated, hasn't lost a game. They have a lot of very solid players, so it'll be interesting if Oregon gets matched up with them.
Yeah, it's going to be an absolute gauntlet if the Panthers want to make a run in this playoffs. Their section is by far the toughest section in Division I. I mean, there's no really disputing that. They have all the Madison schools, West Allis, Hamilton. They got, like we said, Arrowhead, Middleton. They are going to have a tough team no matter who they play in the first and second and deeper in the playoffs. No matter what, they're going to have tough games. Right now, I say for Oregon, it's going to be basically a question of whether or not they're going to host a game this year is kind of what they're battling for right now, is a top 8 seed in their section. As I say that, Racine misses a good look, and now Rulsey is going to control for Oregon. Spinning on Werner, goes to the rack, and a foul on Cameron Werner is going to send Rulsey to the line for 2 more.
Great take from Rulsey. He loves that. Drive right, spin back to his left. I've seen that a few times in practice. It's definitely his go-to move.
Rulsey shooting 2. Grant Wallenk waits to sub in. The front end from Rulsey rattles out. Wallenk in, and Carvala is going to go to the bench for Oregon. Werner takes his seat for Racine. Back into the game, that's Javion Trice. Trice even smaller than Bull Edgewood, definitely with a small lineup. 5'8", 5'10", and a couple guys who are around 6'1" to 6'4".
I don't think number 11, Tremarion Brumby, has came out yet. So he must be a pretty key player for this team. Gets lots of minutes.
Definitely been the workhorse so far for them, and he's been the highest scorer so far for Case. That one, they're going to get Miles, just a bit of the arm, and almost got away with a clean steal, but clearly the refs think Evan got a piece of Tremarion Brumby. So Racine's going to get an inbounds play. They do go to Brumby. He's going to work with Miles at the block and go through 2 defenders, and a foul in the air against Termarion Brumby on George Mim. A good job fighting through Brumby to get the rebound there for Oregon.
It's a great job by Mim going up to get that one. Without Casey Schenecker, rebounding might be lacking a little bit. Pretty small lineup out there right now. Good to see him get up there and get that one.
Juan Carvilla back in for Oregon, takes the place of Eric Patterson. Malcook back into the game as well. They find Carvilla, works inside and finds Wallenk, now goes to Mim. Mim baseline drive, a charge again, the second charge of the game against Oregon. Coach Siebert irate over there on the Oregon sideline.
I disagree with that call. Looked like Brumby was almost on the ground by the time Mim hit him, so not sure about a charge call there, but.
Both hands in the air for Siebert. He definitely agrees with us up here in the box. Refs, like you did say, they'll love to call a charge. If it looks like it, it's probably going to be a charge.
You'd love to see Oregon take one here. They probably will get the call as well. So
Grant Wallenk draws the much smaller offensive player there for Racine. Panthers go the other way. Inside to Wallenk. Controls now. Mim drives, passes up to Malcook. Panthers swinging the ball back around. Good look for Malcook. Dial up 3, no good. Carvilla swats that one out to Wallenk. Second chance for the Panthers now.
Good movement here from the Panthers. Ends up in a layup for Miles.
Just what you want to see, Evan Miles working on the post against a 5'10 defender. He's got a 4-inch advantage there.
It's a great possession from Oregon, really moving the ball well.
Good look there from Racine. They can't make it count. Back the other way come the Panthers now. Careless pass there. Brumby Miles, one-on-one. Brumby works inside and a travel against Termarion Brumby. Great job by Miles to get a couple hands in there and not allow Brumby to get the ball back to the floor for a dribble, and instead of a foul call against Miles, like a lot of us thought it was going to be a travel instead, which I think is the right call.
I certainly thought they were going to call an and one there, but great transition defense from Miles there, hustling back, getting in front of his guy.
Worth note, both teams now in bonus for the rest of the half. Miles finds Malcook, swing to Wallenk. Grant cross court to Carvilla. Panthers screen set for Malcook. Miles tries to pass to Carvilla. Vaughn thought it went off to Marion Brumby, but the refs think otherwise, and it's going to be Racine Case ball down 3 with 2:23 to go in the first half.
Might have been a bit of a forced pass there from Miles. I love the idea of the back cut there, but wasn't completely open.
Brumby did a good job holding off Carvilla just lightly enough to not draw the foul while still not allowing Carvilla to get hands. Good cut there, and now Wallenk, good defense, results in a turnover for Case. Now Jack Ralston, not your typical ball handler, finds Malcook. Walk-in 3, no good. Ralston hustling for it, batted up in the air by Brumby. Carvilla's going to end up fouling Brumby.
Don't want to foul that far away from the basket.
And that's going to send Brumby to the line for 1-1, who has made both of his free throws so far tonight. Chance to bring Racine back within 1. We're going to see Mim check in for Carvilla and Kreckman check in for Wallenk. So number 11, Termarion Brumby, who, like we have said, is still not checked out of the game yet, has played the entire first half.
He hasn't shown too many signs of fatigue either.
Misses the front end off back iron. Instead, Panthers are going to control in the offense, get another chance. Siebert yelling about some back cuts he wants the players to cut. Finds Miles at the block. Miles flips one up, no good. Ralston, good rebound. Jack Ralston fighting for it. Stripped away by the Racine Case defender. Back the other way comes McNeil. Bull thought about the 3. Instead, Kreckman gets hands to it. Brumby, good look from 3. Termarion Brumby, too strong. That's going to go off Kreckman. Instead, Brumby, Coach Siebert not happy with the slow pace of Kreckman, deciding to not deciding to try to block Brumby from getting to it instead of grabbing the ball.
Great hustle there from Brumby. saving that one.
Hermsdorf in for Rulsey. So 3 starters in for the Panthers, 2 bench players. Coppage calling out some plays for Racine. Here is Brumby. Good find to Bull, and easy finish for him, a free run to the basket. Good cut. Malcook lost him. Malcook tried to do the same. Good defense there played by Racine. Mim and a reach is going to go against Tremarion Brumby, and I think we might see him get his first break of the night, which we will indeed. Instead, it's going to be Denham Hicks into the game.
Second on Brumby, so that could be big late in the game here. If he's in foul trouble, seemingly their best player.
That'll for sure end Brumby's half with only 40 seconds to go. Kreckman out of the game, and instead in favor of Eric Patterson. Mim makes the front end. Big free throws for the Panthers. This will give them a 3-point lead if it's good. That one is good. Mim, 2 easy free throws for him. So Javion Trice will bring it up for Racine Case. He'll bring it across half court, and Miles will defend. Here is McNeil. Works to the corner. Good cut there, and no good. That's a
good help defense from Hermsdorf on the initial attempt. Just a tough one. Got his own miss.
Panthers must have got a hand on it, because if not, then that would have been a travel by Coppage after not hitting anything and catching his own rebound. Panthers must have got a hand on the ball. So Coppage will shoot 1 and 1. Or no, it was a shooting foul. I'll shoot 2, and the first is up and good. So 2-point game. Panthers are going to have 2 check in. Rulsey and Carvala in. Malcook and Patterson out, so a quick shift for Eric. Second for Coppage. Also good, and Panthers, I will expect to hold for last shot here with 20 seconds to go in the first half, but you never know. See what Coach Siebert has drawn up. Here's Mim. Pressure comes, and that ball's tipped. Here comes Trice. Trice, good fake. Rulsey the rebound. He's going to have 2 seconds. Miles has to shoot. Would have been good if it went, but a miss from Miles before the half. A lot of commotion in the last 10 seconds, but the Panthers will head into half with a lead from Oregon High School.
Bit of a hectic end there to the half. There's a big stop on that transition there for Racine Case. They could have taken the lead there, but good transition defense. Good first half overall, good pace. Just been a good high school basketball game. Teams knocking down the free throws, playing good defense. It's had it all.
Yeah, and before we go to half, I'd like to say OCA Media broadcasts on cable and communities throughout the Madison area. Please consider joining our business sponsors who help make this and hundreds of programs possible. Check out our website for more information about how you or your business can support community access television at www.ocamedia.com. Well, halftime from Oregon High School, and me and Jackson will be back in just a few minutes to bring you into the second half, but for now, we'll take a break here on OCA Media. Back again at Oregon High School. Once again, the Panthers and the Racine Case Eagles battling here at Oregon High School. It's halftime at Oregon, and it's 30-29 in favor of the Panthers. Very tight battle, though, so far, and, you know, nobody from either side showing out. I would say for the Eagles, it's been Termarion Brumby has been their big player, and for the Panthers, it's definitely been a team game, but Miles, of course, the leading scorer so far for the Panthers.
Yeah, good first half, really. I think a big key for the Panthers is slowing down Brumby, as you were saying, Luke. Werner, 6'8" big man for Racine Case, had a good start to the half, had a couple of good looks. He could have gotten in foul trouble. I might not have realized it, but I feel like he didn't play much at the end of the first half, and I would expect to see him more in the second half. Panthers got to slow him down in the post for sure. They struggled with that a bit early. I also think the Panthers should just limit turnovers. It hasn't been too big of a problem, but Racine Case, when they got physical with them, Oregon turned it over a few times, so something to try and limit here in the second half.
No, definitely agree, like you said, about Werner not playing much in the second half. I mean, or not the second part of the first half, I should say. He definitely had a hot start, getting some easy looks to go to the basket, of course, being the 6'8" ball player that he is. Panthers don't have the size to match, regardless of who was playing, if Casey was back or not. But, you know, Panthers, if he does get some more looks in the post, they're going to look to slow him down. It's going to be Hermsdorf, it's going to be Rulsey, it's going to be Wallenk. And it was definitely the help defense that helped slow him down, you know. Tall guys don't tend to be great handlers of the ball, especially when they're as big and lanky as that. So it's a lot easier to find ways to pick them and get turnovers that way. And
Hoping down on him in the post would be big. I think Brumby made 1 3. I think they only shot maybe 3 or 4 in the whole half. So making them shoot threes will be big.
as we talk about it, Werner attempts the fall away, and it's no good. And good defensive start for the Panthers. Braden Hermsdorf on the defense for Oregon. Back the other way, the Panthers are going to set up an action for Miles on the inside. Racine goes heavy on Evan, and a Diaz 3 missed, but a good offensive rebound from Mim gives the Panthers a second chance. Dump off inside to Mim, steps through on the slower Werner, and an easy finish for Mim. Great job, you know. Up and under is a move that you learn that coaches teach you from 5th, 6th grade onward, and that's a move you still see a lot all the way into the NBA, so definitely a valuable move, and if you can do it great, then you're going to end up getting a lot of baskets a lot of other guys can't create.
Definitely a great move by Mim. Not really sure what Case's defense was doing. They all kind of just left, but I thought he could have dumped it down to Hermsdorf, but he got the wide open look anyways.
Here is Hermsdorf working on Werner, and a foul against Werner. It's Cameron, I believe that is his 3rd. So foul trouble. Yep, his 3rd. That's going to be foul trouble for him, and just 2 more is going to, I'm surprised they're not electing to take him out, because 1 more is going to put him 1 away. Hermsdorf's first is going to rattle through after about 6 bounces.
It's a great take by Hermsdorf. I love seeing him go to his right hand. He's a left-handed player. You see him go to his left more often, but going strong up with the right and getting the foul.
Puts them both through. Just what you need. Just I was thinking in my head, not a bad guy to foul. He puts them both through. Good job by Patterson, gets a hand of the ball. Mim tips it ahead. Panthers are going to have another offensive possession here. Good active hands. Now Hermsdorf draws a much smaller defender. Thought they would have called a foul there, but it's going to be Panther basketball nonetheless.
There, he went up with his left there. I thought he could have finished easily with the right, but getting the ball back regardless.
Thought he might draw a foul on Bull. Here is Mim. Tough shot, but gets it to go, and the Panthers start out this half on a 6-0 run. Here's Brumby, the big offensive player for Racine Case. Man, that would have been scary if Warner was able to shoot. We hadn't seen him shoot, but, you know, I can't put it past him until I see him miss. But a good take to the hoop and 1 for number 33, Josiah McNeil. A tough finish, and he gets it to go, and a chance at a 3-point play.
It's good defense there, just better offense. Eric Patterson has done a lot of good things on defense. He just had that steal to begin the half. Done a lot of good things. Been pretty quiet on the offensive end, but he's definitely a better defender, so it's good to see from him.
McNeil gets it to go. Panthers are going to go back the other way. Miles and Patterson 2-man game as Racine brings a bit of pressure. They go ahead to Diaz now. Swing across the court, Evan Miles. Got to be careful with those feet. He is able to maintain.
Great
what a
pass.
find.
There's Evan Miles for you. Just getting guys open looks. He brings a lot to his team with his passing.
You know, I was talking to him last night at a friend's house about how Siebert always touted you as one of the better passers, and I was talking to him about how I think I find his name right up alongside of you there as some of the best passers the Panthers have seen. So
absolutely. I think I'm not exactly sure how much he's averaging right now, but he might end up with more assists per game than I did last year, which I didn't think would happen, but I'd love for him to do that.
And of course, he's one of those guys who, like you were talking about assists per game, may not like find himself top of the list. He's definitely a good assist per game guy, but he's a guy when he does make assists, they're going to be some passes. They're going to be great passes. They're going to be tough holes, and you saw him find a very tight window to fit that into Patterson. Front end for McNeil is good. Clearly for being a big guy, he's definitely a capable free throw shooter.
Werner checks out of the game with his 3 fouls.
Smart for Case to do that, keep him ready for the end when they're going to need him most. Hermsdorf the rebound, he's going to have to create. Racine brings pressure. Here's Miles. Goes ahead to Hermsdorf, and Panthers are going to get to an offensive set. Miles attacks the baseline, swings, extra pass to Mim. Thought about the 3, instead goes to Patterson. Dump off to Miles, has the much smaller Bull, but good defense played.
That was very good defense, hanging in there with the strong Evan Miles.
Good job from Caden Coppage, but it is going to stay with the Panthers as Coppage tipped that one out of bounds. Braden wants the ball inside. Panthers are going to have to throw it over top to the safety net, Caden Diaz. Inside to Mim, goes to Hermsdorf. Panthers swing to the corner. Switch for Racine. Mim decides to pick up his dribble. He's going to need some help. Goes to Miles. Throws it over top and
Not sure about that call.
Call a push off on Hermsdorf. Yep.
I don't love that call, but probably a little biased up here.
Not a foul. Not a call you see called very much.
No, they've been playing pretty physical, so I'm surprised that maybe they're trying to set the tone here in the second half. But
here is Hicks, goes inside. That's going to be a travel. It was going to have to either be a travel or a double dribble call.
I didn't know.
Kind of lost it and just rolled it down and let the ball keep rolling inside. You cannot do that. 2 subs for Panthers, Hermsdorf and Patterson for Relsey and Carville. I believe we saw the same 2 substitution at the very start of the first half as well, so Panthers sticking to their guns. Timeout, Coach Siebert, right before the 5-second call.
The Panthers might have to work on a bit of a press break here.
Yeah.
Giving them a bit of an issue. It's been working well, just giving it to Miles and letting him bring it up, but
yeah, they're getting a little bit uncomfortable with it. Not something they couldn't handle, but definitely on the last couple of possessions have seemed sort of, out of sorts with the press that the Racine Case Eagles have been bringing. They've been able to break it and get their way up the court, but definitely stalling for time. And that's even been on looks where you're going to get very quick inbounds. The Panthers had to give Racine time to set up the press there, whereas other times Panthers can rush the ball and inbounds. So when Racine gets into that press, the Panthers were getting into trouble, and so Coach Siebert's going to draw up something to break that press, and now we see Panthers are going to leave a couple more guys in the front court.
I think the press might be something we see a lot of here in the second half. Racine Case probably looking to get out and transition more, get turnovers, easy buckets.
And Carvilla runs. He's going to go to the rack and finish the layup.
Great draw up there from Siebert, getting the open look on the press there.
It's about what you'd expect from somebody as athletic as Vaughn Carvilla. He's going to be able to get down the court quickly and get to the top of the rim uncontestedly. Good defense on the other end from Caden Diaz, tipping the ball out of bounds. And Racine will inbound here. That's Anthony Bull. Goes to Coppage. Sets up at the logo. Coppage speeds around, now runs baseline, throws it right to Evan Miles.
Good defense there from George, staying in front.
Miles thought about the 3, instead gives to Carvilla. Miles drives, good pass fake, and the finish is, I don't quite know what Jamarion Brumby was doing there. He was up until Evan Miles passed him. Once Evan passed him, then he decided to go to his back. So, I mean,
beautiful
one
take,
of the more late flops you're going to see. If you want to make it look good, you're going to need to do it when he's actually near you. Good defense by both of the Oregon bigs, and Mim athletically able to grab the rebound. Panthers back the other way. Unselfish look from Relsey, and he puts that one on the head of Anthony Bull. Panthers on a run, and they burst off the bench with an 11-point lead. Timeout, Case.
I think Case might be trying to take a few too many charges here. The Panthers are just finishing right over top of them, getting around them. These last 2 possessions, they're trying to take the charge, not even getting a hand up.
Wouldn't it have been something if Relsey was able to get the full contact dunk over Anthony Bull, just off the rim? We call those soft dunks, but counts for 2 points just the same.
I did not think that Relsey would be going up for a dunk there. He almost had it, but laid it in pretty softly there, tapped the rim.
You know, maybe if Jack doesn't have the kind of injured ankle that he's still definitely playing with. I talked to him earlier today about how he's going to be on that minutes restriction, and I know I talked to him about how scary that injury was for him. He feared for the worst that he might have broken it, but got luckily that he just sprained it, so he was able to miss about a week, and now he's back in the lineup for Oregon, doing just what we need him to do in the absence of Schenecker. Going to need to be a much bigger role because Casey, of course, the more dominant big man of the 2, and they're both in the starting lineup, but now it'll have to be Jack kind of showing the youngster Hermsdorf how to play the big role. And, of course, Braden knows how to do it. You know, man's averaging an absurd amount of rebounds, but Jack's going to have to definitely, like I said, play a bigger role.
Really good to see Jack back after just 2 games. With ankle injuries, you never really know. It could be out a little bit longer, but he healed up pretty fast, so it's good to see him back out there.
The thing that sucks with ankle injuries, they just kind of linger forever. You know, once you injure it, it's never going to be fully healed again.
And I know Ralsei's he's had a history with ankle injuries, so it's good to see him.
I know, as big men, we both know a thing or two about having lingering ankle and knee injuries. There's a miss back the other way. Mim's going to run to the rack. Good job, almost drawing the foul by Brumby, but getting the layup to go. And
great pump fake there.
Yeah.
Thought Brumby was going to swat that one into the bleachers, but
had Brumby flailing all everywhere in the air. Also back in the game for Case is Werner. Still 13 minutes to go in the first half. Plenty of time for Racine Case, but also plenty of time for Werner to draw 2 more fouls. Malcook on the defense of number 24 there for Racine Case, and a
soccer player there with the kickball.
Yep.
Using
the instincts
his feet.
from Malcook. Of course, an All-American soccer player for the state champion Panthers that we saw a couple of months ago. Inside, Malcook deflects. That was Miles deflecting that one. Now they dump off to Werner, draws the foul, can't get the layup to go, but he's going to go to the line for 2. We'll see how Cameron Werner is effective from the line.
Not a bad contest there from Ralsei. Just picked up the foul. If you're going to foul him, at least make sure he's not going to get the and-1, so he'll take it.
We'll see how good of a shooter from the free throw line Werner is. I imagine he shoots a lot of free throws, but I don't know how he actually puts them inside of the basket. Front end is good. That one looked pretty easy for Cameron Werner. No stress there, went right through. Anthony Bull out of the game, back into the game for Racine Case for the first time this half. That's Javion Trice. So Werner's back end of the 2 free throws. It is 46-34, 12-point Panther lead. Up and good, so really a capable free throw shooter. Racine Case back into the press. Malcook thought about the double out of bounds pass. They go ahead to Mim. Ralsei, good job able to keep it on Oregon's end. Good find and another charge. So 3 different Panthers players picking up charges here in the first half, or here in the game. And Racine Case clearly not afraid to flail to the floor, whether it was caused by the Panther shoulder, whether it was caused by them jumping backwards. Clearly not afraid to sell a charge for sure.
It's just a bit of a risk reward there. They got the charge call there, but if they didn't get a call, they'd have been playing 5-on-4, so.
They've also been lucky to not draw any not have any blocking fouls instead of charges. They've got, every time they went to the ground, they've either just had no call or a charge given, so, you know, like you said, risk reward definitely. Wallenk back into the game now for the Panthers as he takes the place of George Mim. Wallenk collects, goes to Miles. Good look, Carvala. Confidence 3, no good. Batted around, Miles controls the offensive rebound. Oh, and a shoulder is gonna send Trice flailing, and an offensive foul against Evan Miles. He does not like that one.
Not a smart play for Miles there. They were all up in his area, which I can see his frustration, but you can't really push off there. The Panthers are already up to 16 fouls in the half, so you could see a lot of free throws from Case here.
And whether Evan even was that strong with the shoulder, Javion Trice not a very big player, so he's going to be a little bit easier pushed around. Miles, another foul, I believe. That is going to be his 3rd now of the game. Yep, his 3rd. So he's in a little bit of foul trouble now with two more, and he'll be seeing the bench for the rest of the night. Panthers luckily have a bigger lead, so the front end from Racine Case is no good.
I think you'll start to see the fouls even out here in the second half. It's a pretty big discrepancy, 7-1 right now, but typically you'll see in a high school game, there'll be more calls on Racine Case here just to even it out a little bit.
So both missed from Brumby, 2 big misses. Back the other way, it's Mim. Carvala thought about the pass to Ralsei. Instead looks to create for himself. Selfless pass from Wallenk. He's definitely more of a facilitating big like yourself than a scorer. Good look from Carvala, and he makes that one count. Connects from 3, his 6th point of the game, or his 8th actually. Step through from Brumby, now goes back out to Javion Trice. Here's Brumby again. Coming to set a screen, Werner, but Brumby picks up his dribble. Now they dump off to Werner. Rulsey stiffening up. Werner goes inside, misses, and Wallenk the rebound, and over the back against Denham Hicks. Good job by Wallenk, able to keep his ground and draw the foul.
Good contest by Jack. Great rebound by Grant.
And a double Malcook off the press. Panthers are not going to have a tough time as Wallenk creates for himself. Hands off to Malcook, sets a screen, and Malcook's going to dribble ahead. Crosses up Hicks, finds Carvala. Thought about the heat check, spins, and gives to Malcook. Swings it over to Rulsey. Rulsey, good look from three. Not a terrible three-point shooter. Rebound to Wallenk. Malcook, free drive inside. Tries to dump it off to Rulsey. Stolen back the other way. Here comes Denham Hicks to the rack, and a foul against Wallenk. It's going to give Denham Hicks 2 free throws.
Siebert's not too happy with that foul. He's saying, no chance, just don't foul there. He's not going to make that layup.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Going a little too fast for his own feet. Grant Wallenk got to stay on the floor and just put the hands up instead of jumping with him, because when you're going that fast, I mean, I know from experience, those layups are not as easy as they seem in transition when you're going that fast. First one is good from Denham Hicks. So Rulsey takes the play, or Hermsdorf takes the place of Rulsey, and Kreckman takes the place of Noah Malcook.
Kreckman's going to have to step up here. I'm sure Racine Case will get up into their press after this free throw, and I believe Kreckman will have to be the guy to bring it up.
Yep. Yeah. Him or Mim?
Got to pass the ball to break the press, though. It's one of the things.
Yeah, Willis said about the press. There's no real point guard defined, and it's kind of just whoever gets the most open job to get it ahead. Mim gets it and kind of runs past Hicks, able to break it himself.
Hasn't been a great press from Racine Case at all. I'm not sure if they've created any turnovers off of that.
Well, it looks like when you speed them up in that press, that's going to be a lot easier time for the Panthers to break it. Miss there from Hermsdorf on the layup, and back the other way comes Racine Case. Wallenk defends. Good look there, and a finish from Josiah McNeil.
McNeil's having a pretty good game here. He's knocked down a couple of tough shots. He had that turnaround fadeaway in the first half. That was a tough bucket there.
Siebert want the Panthers to run.
Looks
Here
like Miles is coming in.
Yep, Miles in a little bit of trouble, but good look from Wallenk, and he is able to catch the ball over the much undersized Javion Trice and get a good turnaround jumper.
Great off-the-ball movement there from Wallenk. You love to see that.
Drive to the rack is good for Jamarion Brumby. Pretty easy for him.
Gonna have to get Evan in here.
Gonna toss that one to Kreckman, and now Racine kind of drops off pressure. Carvala thought about speeding past Hicks, and a push against Brumby is gonna give an easier chance for Oregon. It's also gonna put Evan Miles back into the game.
I believe
it's gonna be Miles for Wallenk.
Number 4 on Brum, number 3.
Number 3 on Jamarion Brumby. Still 9 minutes to go, plenty of time left in this one. Mim also taking a seat. Diaz into the game. So Mim and Carville take a seat, Miles and Diaz in. Panthers are just gonna lob it up to Miles and let him create on Kopich. Good pass to Kreckman. He drives and finds Diaz. Sure shooter, it's good. Caden Diaz, his 3rd three of the night. 3 for 5 now, Caden Diaz from 3. Gonna need to do what he does best, of course, and him and Quentin Bush were the 2 best three-point shooters in the team, and now Diaz gonna need to do just that much more to kind of replace what Quentin brought. Here's Brumby. Passes, Diaz fights for it. Wallenk comes and ball batted around. A foul's gonna go against Wallenk there as he got in the way of Javion Trice. Eric Patterson checks in. He's gonna take Wallenk out of the game. Good shift from Grant.
That was a great offensive possession last time down for the Panthers. Miles created advantage. Henry Kreckman drove the double gap. Good relocation from Diaz, got a wide open 3. He's gonna make that almost all the time when he's that open, so it's great offense for the Panthers.
Here is Hicks. Front end is good. Beg your pardon, that's Javion Trice, the free throw line. Front end of the 1-1. 12-point Oregon lead. Of course, Case in the bonus. Just one more foul to give before they're in the double bonus for Racine Case. Panthers are, Racine's only had 3 fouls in this half. Discrepancy for sure, 9-3.
Case is knocking down the free throws.
Case is going to bring that much extra pressure. Kreckman gets it in. They're going to need to get to Patterson. They got to run. Eric's got to get it across. He does just in time.
Good composure there from the Panthers.
Finds Patterson, thought about the 3. Sends Hicks. Good look from Diaz, no good. Hermsdorf fighting for the rebound. Just can't quite get it. Instead, it's Tamarion Brumby. Back the other way for Racine Case. Screen set by Werner. Thought about it. Looked kind of like a carry there from Brumby, but no call. Instead, creating for himself, swatting away. Hermsdorf swats away the 5'8" Javion Trice. 6'5" against 5'8", and that's what you'd expect to see.
Not sure about that shot attempt. I love the confidence, but shooting over somebody 9 inches taller cannot be easy. So.
Malcook checks in for Kreckman. Hicks takes a seat in the bench. Back in is Anthony Bull. So Brumby in to Coppage, and now Werner at the left elbow. Pull up 3 is good. Termarion Brumby seemed very comfortable making that 3. Smooth stroke. Brumby gets a shoulder into Patterson, but no foul there. Instead, Racine lets Malcook bring it up for the Panthers after a miscue from them. Brumby went for the ball, couldn't get it. Malcook steps out, thought about a 3, passes it up. Instead, the Panthers are going to try and find something else. Here's Miles, top of the key, inside to Hermsdorf. Pass deflects over to Patterson. Panthers control still. Miles cuts, works on Werner, finds Diaz. 3rd straight possession with a 3, no good. Tipped around, Panthers find it. Hermsdorf.
Great hustle from Patterson to get Hermsdorf that look there.
It's going to be easy as it can get. Told Braden earlier to punch one tonight, and I thought that could have been the one. He gets it and just steps up for the jam, and believe me, he's told me he's trying to find the right time to punch one. He definitely can.
I'm sure he'll have plenty in his 4 years here.
Absolutely, him and Vaughn both. Both, of course, freshmen for the Panthers are going to be some stars of the team for the next 3 years. Good job by Miles creating space. Panthers are going to work the offense now.
Longer possessions here could benefit the Panthers. Game's running down, got an 8-point lead.
Hermsdorf works on Werner, much bigger, decides to pass it out. Malcook will drive left, find Patterson, pressure coming from Case. Inside Werner on Miles, so mismatch in favor of Hermsdorf, but...
Looks like a 2-3 zone.
Yeah. They went to the 2-3. Hermsdorf is going to have an advantage, but Malcook a good look from 3. They give it to him, and he does not get it to go. Brumby back the other way, and only an 8-point lead now for the Panthers. Brumby thought about the 3. Instead passes it up to Werner. A free run, misses it. The putback is good, though. Timeout Racine Case. It is a 56-50 game now. And with still the foul discrepancy being 9-3, it's going to be Racine Case shooting free throws for the rest of the game. So 6 points are going to be easier to make up than most times they would be. Just under 6 minutes to go in this one. Like I said, a 6-point Panther lead. Racine Case has most definitely worked back into it these last 2 minutes. Panthers haven't even slowed down the offensive end. Racine Case has just been making 3s, and the Panthers are making 2s. So slowly working back into it, and gave their players a little time to rest. Anthony Bull there is bent over the garbage can a little bit. I don't know. I see they're getting water over there, but Bull was not bent over the water. So I think, like we figured, might be some sick players on Racine Case. That's why they only had 8 players in the bench instead of the usual 12 on the roster. So I'm sure they're not playing at full strength, and even the players that are in the game are probably still not feeling the greatest. So, I mean, I know from experience playing through sickness that it is not a fun time, and that's just in football, which basketball is a lot more running than me as an O-lineman gets. So I can't imagine what these guys are feeling out here.
Playing a 36-minute game with 8 players is not easy either. I'm sure
they're going to give that one to Racine Case, tipped off of Coppage, and never mind, they're going to call it off of Coppage. And
yeah, that's the right call there.
Yep. Just made a quick mistake with the hands. But definitely pressure came. They have Miles. Malcook didn't see him, but Miles is just going to run past everyone. Here comes Evan. Finds Carvilla. Dial up. 3, no good. And Racine Case, Coppage back the other way. Ahead to Bull. Spins past Malcook, goes baseline. Finds Brumby. Brumby inside, goes through contact and a foul on Evan Miles. It's his 4th. So just like we saw at the end of the Edgewood, or it was not at the end, it was the end of the, it was the game, which game was it? It was the end of the Mount Horeb game where Evan Miles fouled out, and they did not have him for like the last 4 minutes of the game. First is good from Brumby. So you see Ralsei sub in for Hermsdorf. They're going to leave Evan in. They're going to let him play in. Like we saw against Edgewood when he was sitting on 4 fouls, he's going to have to be a very careful player to not draw fouls. They're going to bring back Werner now. He's going to work in the post. Miles is going to have to be careful not to get handsy with him. Second from Brumby's long. The rebound goes to Werner. Put back, no good. Fighting for it. Coppage keeps it in, but off of Brumby out of bounds.
Lucky break there for the Panthers. I'm not sure why Ralsei wasn't boxing out number 13 there. Just a more even height matchup, but they walked away with the ball anyways.
So that last foul gave Racine Case, put him in the double bonus. Worth noting too. Ralsei able to keep control for Oregon. They bring a double, and he's going to have to find some help. He does. Panthers go full cross-court swing to the far corner. Now they bring it back up. Pressure comes. Miles works past it. Inside now. Through 3, and he draws the foul, which is going to give him 2 free throws.
A good take from Evan. I want to see more of that from the Panthers. I think they'll get some calls. Racine Case has been getting plenty of calls attacking the rim, so I think if the Panthers can do the same thing, they'll be getting to the line plenty, which will be good. Hopefully keep this lead.
Evan a chance to put the lead back to 7 points. Front end is good.
It's going to be important for Evan on the defensive end to not pick up his 5th, guarding Brumby here. It seems like Brumby's just been getting quicker as the game has gone on. Maybe a little bit of Miles getting tired, but it's going to be important. They might have switched him off. Yep, Malcook on Brumby now, so.
Size advantage goes to Brumby. Shot 3 from Bull is good. Carvela slow to close out.
Not sure why the ref started that 5 count so early there.
Panthers are able to break the press. And a foul against number 10. That's Denham Hicks, and that is the 5th team foul now for Racine Case. So no more to give for Case. Any more fouls for Racine, and the Panthers will shoot free throws. Or I should say free throw. It's a 1-1. Miles gets the inbound. Goes to Ralsei. 4-point game in favor of the Panthers. Malcook guarded by Bull. He finds Carvela. Vaughn thought about the 3 again, and a foul against Tremarion Brumby. That's his 4th. Carvela also going to shoot free throws now in the 1-1.
That is his 5th.
That's his 5th. Tremarion is done.
Okay.
That's a big development. So that's going to send Tremarion Brumby to the end of the bench.
That's a big loss for Racine Case there.
He is very visibly unhappy with the call of the foul there. I did think that it wasn't exactly like a clear foul. I mean,
yeah,
I could see the justification for either side there.
As we were saying earlier, the fouls are going to even out. There's going to be more fouls called here on Racine Case, just from the discrepancy earlier. So I feel like Brumby should have been smarter there, especially with having 4 fouls and being the best player.
Brumby can't believe it's still on the sideline. Hands on his head, just shocked with the call, and now seeing his team going to have to play without him for the remainder of this one. Also with 4 fouls is Werner, so keep an eye on that. The 2 best tonight for Racine, and that might be that's going to be a travel just before the foul. Lucky there is it could have gone against Werner on a reach, but instead they get a travel on Vaughn Carvela. Back in the game, it's McNeil. He takes the place of Denham Hicks.
It's going to be interesting to see how the Panthers close out this game without 3 starters. Evan's going to have to shoulder the load, keep the offense under composure, get some easy looks for the guys.
Keep in mind, Evan Miles sitting on 4 fouls as well, so lots of foul trouble each way for the Panthers. Evan there, as you see, not coming to the help of those three players stayed out and was just watching it, but I'd rather that happen when you still have three guys there than bringing Evan in to just risk him getting the one who caused the foul. But either way, it's Panther basketball. A travel was called on Werner. They go over top. Miles, good pass to Mim. Panthers break pressure. Ralsei goes baseline and tried to put that one home.
Great take by Ralsei. I think he's realizing that he's going to get the foul calls if he attacks. And
it's going to give him 2 free throws as well. Like you were saying, playing without the 3 starters in the battle, this is of course, this is the second game that they're playing without the 3 starters, but the last one against Milwaukee Marshall, Panthers did not have much trouble bringing that one home late. So this time around, we'll see how they fare without having those 3 guys to support them in the late battle. Panthers, we thought were going to edge away with this one about 5 minutes ago, but Racine brought themselves right back to where we were before halftime in a close battle. Ralsei makes them both, though. Big free throws for the big number 34 of the Panthers. 3.5 minutes left. Pull-up 3 from Coppage, no good, and Mim controls for Oregon. He's going to need to find help, and in the form of Evan Miles, he does just that. Carvala, quick 3, no good. Batted around, and Malcook the rebound, but Coppage got a hand on it. Panthers are going to need to calm down a little bit.
Yep.
Miles able to hold. Now Carvala is going to help calm it down.
Vaughn to start the possession.
Vaughn goes to the rack, got over top of Werner, and then that's going to be a unsmart play by Racine Case. They slapped that one out of bounds. Good job by Carvala contesting each and every time the ball was in the air there. Kind of got all the Racine players kind of flailing at it and ends up smacking it out of bounds.
Get the ball to Ralsei here and attack. Werner's got 4 fouls.
Spins on Werner. That one's blocked away. Good job by the big fella from Racine. Back the other way. Pull up 3. No good. And Mim fights for it and does, in fact, get the rebound. But he's in trouble. A foul is called on Javion Hicks. Good job by Mim keeping the ball away from them and not risking the jump ball. Instead, they get Hicks for the foul. That's going to be 1-1 for the Panthers. George Mim, a sure free throw shooter, is going to shoot 2. Panthers chance to get the lead back to 10 points with 2:45 to go.
Racine Case is really starting to put up some threes here, which doesn't seem to be their strong suit. It wasn't what they were going to in the first half.
But if they do want to fight back into it, it's going to have to be the only option for them.
Yeah, of course. But
as I was talking about sure free throw shooting, Mim misses the front end short, and back the other way, it's going to be Racine. Bull pulls up from the elbow. No good. Just yes, it is. It falls. Timeout Racine. Quick possession there and a good jumper. Puts it back within 6. Panther basketball. It's going to be far side. 2.5 minutes to go. It's not going to be quite yet time for the free throw game, but for Oregon, it's going to have to be 1-and-1 free throws still once more.
I think Bull, it might have to be the guy here for Racine Case. He's knocked down a few shots here in the second half. I think he can bring him back into it if he can keep that shot making up, especially with Brumby out. He can, of course, still go into the post with McNeil or Werner, get some looks there. But I think Bull is kind of trying to take over the game a little bit. That was a nice pull-up from him there.
Yeah, and we saw him make that corner 3 just a couple minutes ago. He's definitely been the shooter for them, and besides, of course, the Tamarion Brumby. But yeah, so Racine Case with 18 fouls. Oregon is gonna have to shoot 1-and-1 one more time before it's double bonus for them. Whereas Racine Case already in the double bonus, so any little cheeky foul for the Panthers is gonna give Racine Case 2 attempts to get points on the board. So Racine Case at least has the advantage in that circumstance for the rest of this one. They had Mim, he had gotten out, but Malcook goes back to Miles now. Back to Malcook, 2-man game.
Ooh.
And a careless pass from Malcook is going to give Case the ball back.
That's the press right there for Case. That's what they've been looking for all game. It's interesting to see Miles taking the ball out. I'd love to just see them get the ball in his hands and see if they can clear out and just let him bring the ball up the court.
Pull up there is good. That's going to be Josiah McNeil burying the 3, and it is a 3-point game. Here come the Eagles. Ahead to Mim, he controls. Panthers now going to calm it down a little bit. Mim Good choice not to hand that wing off. Carvala now. Panthers are going to run this clock as much as they can before finding a good look. They're not going to settle. Mim works inside. He's going to travel, and he does. Loses his footing. Turnover Oregon, and Racine Case is going to have a chance to tie it up here.
I love the take there from Mim. Looking to draw a foul. He just got some help defense on him. He lost his balance a little bit.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Panthers. They go to the big man there inside. It's a 1-point game. Cameron Werner gets the finish to go. They're going to go to Miles. Miles has the edge. Here he comes. Carvala gotta get it to go. No good. And the rebound to Racine Case, a chance to give them the lead.
It's a good look for Carvala. With a minute 15 left, you might like to see them waste a little bit more time with the 1-point lead, but you got to take the open shot when you get it, otherwise
Not unhappy with that shot, exactly.
No, yeah. You risk the turnover, which was very possible.
Deep three there, not the shot Racine wanted, but a putback, no good, big miss. Another rebound and a flip-up shot is good, and Racine has the lead. The clock will continue to tick, and Racine brings pressure. They have Mim. George Mim will bring it up. Mim almost drew the foul. Instead, it's Rolsey. He's trapped. He's going to have to dribble through pressure. Goes to Mim in the corner. Through pass to Malcook. Back to Carvala. Clock ticks down to 36 now. Racine Case with a 1-point lead. Good find to Rolsey. I like the pass up there. Instead, he goes inside, misses. Rebound of the Panthers.
All right.
And a foul is going to send George Mim to the line. Bonus free throws to the Panthers. It'll be a 1-and-1.
Good offensive possession there for the Panthers. Move the ball well. I thought we would see Evan Miles get a few more touches, see if he can make a play, but they just kept moving the ball. Got an open look for George.
I
Good
do
try.
like the selflessness from Rolsey there to not shoot the three and instead go with the more sure look. Big free throw for Mim. No good. Rebound to Racine. Here they come. Panthers got a foul, and they do. It's George Mim. You didn't want Evan fouling because that would have been his 5th, but that's a double bonus for Caden Coppage, a chance to give Racine a 3-point lead, and big free throws coming for Racine.
Box out is important here. Can't let Werner or McNeil get in there and get the rebound.
Rolsey's got to get into Werner. Important free throws here. Coppage, first no good. Big miss, so Panthers, no matter what, with a made shot, are going to at least tie the game in the next possession. That is if they make the shot, of course. Racine's going to have the lead. Second one up, it's going to also be no good. The rebound fought for, and it's controlled by Racine. They got a foul. Batted around. Panthers got to foul somebody, and they do end up fouling Javion Trice. A big mishap for the Panthers. Not able to get the rebound. That's what you did not want to see. So Rolsey fouls Javion Trice, who's going to shoot 2 free throws now. Panthers had a chance. They threw away about 8 seconds on the clock. So big free throws for Trice now. His first is no good. Too short.
Panthers getting lucky here, bringing in Hermsdorf. I would have loved to see that last free throw to get the rebound. Without Schenecker, only playing one real true big man in Rolsey.
And then Diaz, the shooter, in as Mim and Malcook take a seat. So you expect Evan Miles bring the ball up for the Panthers. You're going to see Hermsdorf and Rolsey box out. Big look for Trice is good. Timeout Racine. They're going to probably set up a different type of press than the one the Panthers are used to seeing to give them a different look, but you can't change the press up that much. I mean, it's no matter what, it's pressure on ball and off ball on the back court and the front court. Also saw George Mim check in. You got to imagine it's for Hermsdorf, so the 5 on the floor is going to be Rolsey, Mim, Diaz, Miles, and Carvala to end this one. You got to assume. And it's a 2-point Racine Case lead. Panthers need a bucket here to stay into it. And chances are we could see another overtime game here from Oregon High School and back-to-back home games. But first, the Panthers got to make a bucket to get it there.
If the Panthers can't score here, you can't help but feel like this is a game that got away from them.
Just like the Edgewood game last 2 weeks ago on that Thursday, another game that got away. Could be. I mean, Panthers at one point in this game had a 15-point lead. And now a chance for Racine Case to steal this one on the road. So the pressure is going to come from Javion Trice. Panthers should get this ball in because the pressure's not there. Harvilla decides to wait. Instead, he goes to Miles. Miles speeds ahead, goes to Diaz, inside to Mim. Mim up, no good, blocked away by Werner. And that's going to end the game for Racine. They're going to steal one on the road against the Panthers. Mim misses the game tire. And the Panthers are going to throw another one away here at home against the Racine Case Eagles. Big loss for the Panthers. That's going to send them to 7-6 overall. Or 7-5, actually, I beg your pardon. That's going to improve Racine Case's record as well. Big loss for Oregon. Just not much more you can say. I mean, similar looks to Edgewood, just kind of threw one away. Not as drastic as the Edgewood game, but just tough to see. And any thoughts, Jackson?
Yeah, it's a really tough one to lose. I mean, I definitely thought they had that one secured, but it was really slow. I mean, Racine Case didn't go on a big run. They didn't have a 10-0 run in less than a minute, but slowly chipped away in the last 8-9 minutes there. Really feels like one that Oregon is going to look back on at the end of the year when they're getting their seed in the playoffs and wish they had, beating another Division I team. But
yeah. You know, I mean, I personally feel similar in this one as I did to the Edgewood game, just like, you know, really like hurts, kind of like a rip your soul out type game. Like, man, Panthers, they had that one and just let it get away from them. But before we wrap up tonight, the Panthers basketball broadcast here at OCA Media is brought to you with support from our generous sponsors, Doopy Service Center, Stoughton Health, the Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Join our team today and help support our student athletes. And by the Oregon Area Community Coalition, parenting teens is hard. We're here to help. Oregon cares. On behalf of the OCA Media Sports Production crew, myself, Luke Marks, Jackson Brockman, my co-host here tonight, and my cameraman, Owen George, thank you for watching Panther basketball on OCA Media Sports. Have a good night, everyone.
Panthers Sports is brought to you in part with funding from our generous sponsors: Panther Exteriors, Stoughton Health, Bill's Food Center, the Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Join us in supporting our Oregon High School student athletes. Become a booster member today. The Oregon Area Community Coalition. Parenting is hard. We're here to help. Oregon cares. OCA Media relies on local business and private donations to provide you with this Panther Sports production. Please consider joining our team of sponsors. Panthers Sports is brought to you in part with funding from our generous sponsors: Panther Exteriors, Stoughton Health, Bill's Food Center, the Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Join us in supporting our Oregon High School student athletes. Become a booster member today. The Oregon Area Community Coalition. Parenting is hard. We're here to help. Oregon cares. OCA Media relies on local business and private donations to provide you with this Panther Sports production. Please consider joining our team of sponsors.
Nice read, Elliot.